Hello, Internet. I just wanted to jump on today and talk about a very special day coming up, which is September 22nd, which it's wild to think September's right around the corner, but it is. September 22nd is special for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's Mabon. It is the autumn equinox. It is a day of harmonization, of balancing, of gratitude. And I just got done posting our listing for our community group service that will happen that day. And I feel like I typed out at least 8 pages, all sorts of correspondences. So even if you don't join one of our services, there's lots of good information in there for you. Goddess work that day is very, very powerful. So especially for those of you with a Greco-Roman pantheon that you work with in Hellenism, Demeter, I always Persephone. I don't know why I can't say her name. The Green Man. There are some Welsh and Celtic gods and deities as well that I listed some information about in there. Crystal and food correspondences. You know, Mabon reminds me a lot of Thanksgiving, right? One of my favorite Mabon activities is having a harvest meal with my friends and family. I like making apple pies. We actually work sigils right into the pie dough for harmonization, for balance. You know, it's the perfect time to balance out that light and dark energy in our lives and in our surrounding world, or our sourcing, as any of you who do readings with me like to hear me talk about sourcing all the time, but it's very important. Loading apples with petitions. During our service, we're actually going to be using a brass scale with our prosperity apples wrapped in 24 karat gold leaf, loading those with petitions, balancing out that light and dark. We're going to load a cornucopia full of your petitions and targeting, and that will be burnt in a sacred fire. We're painting some gold pine cones with a rootwork acrylic paint that we actually grind down very fine roots that we add to the acrylic paint just to help with the intents that we're releasing that day, which again, harmonization, balance, gratitude. If you do have a harvest meal, I do totally recommend doing a harvest bowl. Everybody can write down what they're grateful for on bay leaves, burn that in a sacred fire. It's a beautiful family tradition if it's not something you're already doing. So that's about Mabon. Let's switch to the other thing that's happening that day astrologically from a planetary magic aspect. That is the day right in between the Saturn opposition on the 21st and the Neptune opposition on the 22nd. So it's a powerful day. And again, even if you don't join one of our services, jump on and read about this stuff because it's important, and there may be things that you can do in your own home environment, your own altar, personal rituals and rites that can tap into that energy. Planetary energy is huge, and I'm always recommending that to everyone I work with. Look into it. It's like creating an energetic talisman, and that's what we'll be doing for our service on the 22nd. It'll be a separate service. Mabon is during the day. Our planetary service for Saturn and Neptune will be in the evening. It is part of our Star Magic Galaxy, another word that I trip over, magic program here at Grave Intentions. We like to use our root-worked sparkle balls. I don't know what else to call them. They're basically balls of petitions and a special sparkle compound I use, and I release that in a sacred fire. But that, this service is kind of big for a couple of things. Saturn is the consequence guy, right? But he's also about helping us be more disciplined, helping us to build structure in our lives. And then you have Neptune. Neptune gets a bad rap sometimes too, because Neptune is strongly linked to addictions, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, eating, shopping, gambling, all those behaviors that don't serve us well. So it's a great service to try to cut those ties and get away and move away from those behaviors, those patterns, those fixations. The other thing with Neptune is divine love, cosmic consciousness, connection. So I really love these astrological services because we're able to tap into those planetary energies and create energetic talismans that we can use in our day-to-day life. So again, I just wanted to jump on. I wanted to let you know what was coming up next month. And even if you don't join any of our services, which they are available on our Etsy and the main site, jump on and read about it. Read about what these days mean, how you can tap into the energy, to the deital associations, build bridges with deity that you may be pulled to during these services, or planetary energies that you may be pulled to. I always also suggest taking a peek at your natal before a planetary service. Look at what is coming around the bend, your transits, all these services that we do. You can petition in very specific aspects to address in terms of energy. So that's a huge recommendation from us here at Grave Intentions Goods. But other than that, stay magical. Jump on our YouTube. We have some free videos on there that explains all this kind of stuff and more. Also on our Patreon. I just did a midlife astrology class, which was amazing. And that was open to everybody in our $5 a month tier or higher. So check it out. If you have any questions, shoot me a private message and I will get to you as soon as I am possibly able to. Thank you.